Well, hello my Facebook friends, how are you all today? Sorry, just moving that last thing out of the way. You know that annoys me. How are we all today? It's Motivation Monday, yay! So we are live as always every Monday here at 3 p.m. And today I'm really excited about what we're going to be talking about because it's come up time and time again this week with a couple of my clients and a couple of ladies who've reached out to me. And I really just want to talk about how this particular thing and your attitude towards your appetite towards hunger and how you eat is really impacting your fat loss goals, your body shape change goals, and your energy as well. So as people are joining in live, I can see people are coming in. Thank you so very much for joining us live. If you are indeed catching us live, sorry, I'm gonna fix my hair. All these things you don't do before you come on board. If you are indeed catching us live, I'd love for you to put a number 1 in the comment below, but also just let us know where you're coming from, or if you have any specific questions, or if what I'm saying is resonating with you, you can drop an emoji in there. If you're watching this as a replay, thank you so very much. You can go ahead and put a number 2 in the comments below, or again, if anything else resonates with you, do comment, do reach out, do let us know. A little bit of interaction. I'll happily give you a shout out. I would love to know if you're here. Also, if this message is something that you or another friend knows that they need to hear, you can go ahead and share that on out. I would very much appreciate it. So, as people are coming in on board, I will do my introduction. If you haven't watched me live for the first time, or sorry, this is your first time and you've never caught me live before, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Lisa Barwise and I consider myself a wellness alchemist. That means I'm the kick-ass catalyst in the transformation of women around the world, strong of mind, body and character. And today I want to talk about appetite, hunger, and how your attitude towards these things and eating in general is probably stopping you from reaching your fat loss goals. So first of all, as people are coming on board, I would love to know what your attitude towards hunger is like. So if I were to say to you right now, how's your appetite? What is generally the response? Okay, I would love to know. If you're on live, you can write in the comments below what you feel like your appetite. Now, the first time I was ever asked this was actually by a personal trainer of mine, and it was like a bit of a bamboozling question because I thought, how's my appetite? Like, what does he want to know about that? And then he said, well, generally your appetite is a sign of your metabolism and the efficiency of how your metabolism works. So if you're somebody who's not really that hungry, and maybe it's not that hungry in the morning, or maybe you don't notice that you're hungry apart from at the very end of the day, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, then this could be a sign that your metabolism has stalled or is having difficulties. Also, for example, a lot of my ladies say that their appetite increases straight after working out or straight after exercise, or maybe the next morning after exercise that they're really hungry, and this is also a sign that your metabolism's working. But it's your response to these feelings that's also just as important. So the first question to ask yourself is, how is your appetite? Are you somebody who would be hungry? Do you notice when you're hungry? And then what do you feel about that? When you do eat, do you feel like you eat a lot? Do you eat small portions? Do you not like to eat a whole big load? Do you feel bad about that? What is your whole attitude towards hunger and your eating habits and your appetite? This is what I have seen time and time again, and what I really want to kind of debunk. It seems that it's culturally okay or culturally accepted that women don't have big appetites, and that if you are somebody who eats a lot or more, you're like, look at her and her big appetite. It's kind of pointed out, right? It's kind of made into a big thing. It's kind of like, women shouldn't have big appetites. Look at her eating all of this food. And that is something that I want to address in terms of what I see when women start our programs, because the Wheel of the Year and the Warrior Goddess Body programs are all about learning how to eat and train. We don't diet and exercise. We learn how to eat. We learn how to eat what we need to eat to fuel our bodies for what we want to do, but also the right amount at the right time and for the right purpose in relation to us wanting to change our body shapes and to feel sexy, basically, and confident. Okay, so when it comes to this block that we have about eating, it generally stems from a couple of things. How we deal with hunger. So if you're somebody who has struggled with hunger previously, and what I mean by that is So when you feel hungry, you think hungry is bad, okay? So you think hungry is bad because you've told that eating is not good and you need to cut back on calories and not eat so much. So you tend to then eat something small or light. So, maybe you have a salad, or maybe you have something very small and light, and then you're hungry again in an hour. So rather than listening to this as a signal, you think, I'm just going to drink some coffee, I'm going to drink some tea. And then you go throughout the whole of the day like that, so that by the time you get home, you're so hungry and your body's going, will you feed me? Will you feed me? That you turn to whatever you turn to, your takeaways, you eat your kids' dinners as well as your own dinner. Then you're still hungry at night, so you tend to have crisps and maybe that glass of wine or 2 or 10, and basically you binge out in the evening time. So what I see time and time again with the pattern of eating with my clients is that they start their day going, I don't know really what I should have for breakfast. Should I have breakfast at all? I don't know what to have. Should I have cereal? I don't think cereal's good. Should I have toast? I don't think that's good either. Or they don't have any time whatsoever, so they just skip breakfast. But they skip breakfast not from a fasting point of view, which we're going to talk about in a minute, but in a, I don't have time, so I won't do it. So then it comes to about 10 or 11 o'clock. So it depends on this time what you have planned. So if you haven't packed a lunch, or if you haven't brought anything with you, and somebody brings those cakes and buns into the office, then you look at them and you're like, I'm really, really hungry and I haven't eaten anything. So you either tell yourself, and this is the bit that drives me crazy, you're going to be good. Like your goodness has anything to do with whether you eat a cake or a bun, but I'm going to be good, and therefore you don't eat the cake and bun and you're still starving by lunchtime, or you do have a couple of the cakes and buns and then you completely flog yourself out of food guilt for hours afterwards. Okay, can you relate to that too? So then what happens is, so then either because you didn't have the cake or bun, or because you did, you think, I'm going to make healthy choices now, I'm going to be good, and you have a salad. And the salad doesn't contain any protein, and maybe it's just some leaves, and you're like, no dressing because you've heard fat's bad. And before you know it, again, you're into that cycle. You haven't eaten enough food, so by the time you get home, you suddenly see the food you're making, trying to make food for kids, you're eating off their plates, you're eating your own food as well, and you literally have just starved yourself and then binge out. You wake up the next day feeling sluggish and crap and tired because you haven't eaten any decent quality calories or food, and this cycle continues. And I see this time and time again. Generally then what happens at the weekend is, because you've been so good during the week, the same pattern happens. You don't eat very much during the week, and then at the weekend you tend to eat more pizzas and takeaways and crisps and sweets and alcohol and gin and wine, and before you know it, you've binged yourself silly at the weekend too. So this is a perpetual cycle because of our aversion to hunger and eating, because we've been told that 1200 calorie diets is where we need to be, and that eating is not good, and eating makes you fat, and adding too many calories is going to do this X, Y, and Z, and before you know it. So here is what we need to break down in terms of that cycle. Eating is good, hunger is good, and is a good sign of that your metabolism is increasing, and you just need to figure out the plan of action with all of that. Normally, if you're hungry, it's because you haven't eaten enough quality calories, and your body is looking for more fuel. If you continue to give your body the right amount of calories, the right amount of macronutrients in terms of the proteins, the fats, and the carbohydrates, matched to your body type, to your program, to your carb tipping point, which is another sensitivity, to where you are at in your cycle or your life stage. When you have all of that and you know exactly what that is, then every day becomes, what do I get to eat today? And you never feel hungry, but you have a good appetite. Does that make sense? So you eat out of knowing what you need to fuel your body every single day, and you have a good appetite, and you sit down and you enjoy that food. Now, generally when most ladies join my program for the first time, the thing that they find the hardest is the eating, not the exercising, not taking the supplements, not cooking, not all of that sort of stuff. It's actually getting enough of each of their macronutrients and calories into their diet on a daily basis. And they complain about it. In fact, most women that I know are consuming at least between, I'm going to say 400 and 600 too little calories per day, which means that they're constantly living in a calorie deficit, which is important for fat loss or weight loss, don't get me wrong, but if you're never meeting your the amount of calories that you should be consuming, you're likely to be putting your hormones, your metabolism, your thyroid specifically in danger, but also you're just bloody exhausted. Why would you ever want to exercise then? Why would you ever want to do any more to feel good about yourself? So this is what I try to help my ladies understand is, when you eat the right thing at the right time for the right purpose, and you have a specific plan that's just for you in terms of taking account of your age, your current body fat weight, and body fat and weight, your current activity levels, what workouts that you can do, and where you are in your stage of life, you will understand how much you get to eat every day. And then your job for the first couple of weeks is climatizing yourself to eating that much. Normally what happens in the first 2 weeks of our program is ladies find it really hard to eat. They find it hard to eat. So what does have to happen in that beginning is what we call kickstarting your metabolism, but also kickstarting your appetite. We've spent so many years, decades even, not being good at eating. And I know that sounds really weird, and most people will argue with me, oh, I'm a good eater. No, I really don't think. I eat healthy. Okay, well, your idea of healthy and somebody else's idea of healthy is different. What we're talking about here is understanding the amount, the quality, and the timing of your food for you, the little unique snowflake that you are, so that you wake up every day knowing exactly how much you get to eat every day, and that it's going to help you to build your appetite, to enjoy your food, but ultimately going to help you to lose fat, build lean muscle, and change your body shape forever from a very healthy, very strong viewpoint, and not about dieting, and not about deprivation, and not about low energy, and not about dipping your toe in this program and that program and trying keto and trying veganism and trying this. It's not about that. When you have this information, your life will change. When you understand that hunger is a good thing, that appetite is a good thing, because appetite for food is also an appetite for life, and suddenly your energy increases, you have more desire and motivation to work out, to move your body, to feel stronger, and the offset, the consequence, the result of all of this is a strong, healthy body that you're proud of and you feel confident with. And that is what we're all about here at Warrior Goddess Kettlebell Training and the Warrior Goddess Body programs. It's all about being sexy, strong. So I hope that was helpful. I know that it's hard to understand when you're not used to it. And a lot of the clients, there's a bit of resistance in the first couple of weeks because we're having to completely undo years, if not decades, of programming, ladies, of social programming, that women shouldn't have big appetites, that eating is bad, that you need to diet, that you need to cut back in order to lose this, that, and the other thing. And it's just not true. It does not work long term, and it definitely doesn't work to help you to change your body shape. So if you're somebody who's been struggling, going, I don't know what to turn to, I really want to figure this whole thing out, then we are providing our Warrior Goddess Body programs as an online program. We've been doing that now for the last couple of years. It's not something that we talk about a lot because obviously I've been focusing on the studio, but all of the programs and everything that I've created is completely 100% online. And what we've found is we've actually had a trickle of ladies come through, because I obviously have an international following on this page and on Instagram and through my email. And what I found now is that even if you can't make it to our classes, and in fact, I'm going to say something very bold. I'm going to say that generally the ladies who do this program online and who do this program online first are more motivated, more focused, and tend to get better results because they spend the time. When you do something online, you spend a bit more time watching the videos, reading the pages, downloading the worksheets. You're more involved because you're actually, that's what you've paid for. That's what is important to you. That's the value. We also have the most amazingly supportive accountability groups that are small. We don't have masses and hundreds of people in each groups. You're talking, under 20 per each group. And it continues every month if you want to continue, completely optional to continue. So if you want to find out more about that and how we help you to build your appetite, to understand hunger, and to have this all result in long-lasting, permanent body shape and lifestyle change, then click out the link below. So you're going to go to warriorgoddesskettlebelltraining.com/wheel of the year, and it's going to help you to understand what this is all about and how we're able to get the results that we do. So even if you're not based in Belfast and can make it to the studio, you can come and join us online in our amazingly supportive accountability groups. So I will pop that link in, and I'll be back here again same time next week talking about all things motivation and help you to feel sexy, strong, and to get the body and basically the body and mind that you've always wanted to, so that you feel proud of who you are from the inside and out. Because generally a lot of strong women are strong in all aspects of their life, and sometimes this is the one avenue that they haven't yet seen the same reflection of their inner strength on the outside too. So I look forward to connecting with you all next week. Peace out. Have a lovely Monday.